Whenever you're ready.
So can you tell us your name and a little bit about yourself, please?
So my name's Kitty.
My name is Jason.
I'm Lucy Greener.
My name's Florrie.
My name is Alex. I'm from Kendal in the Lake District.
I live in Carlisle. I live with my twin sister.
I'm originally from Canada, but I've been living in Kendal for the last 13 years or so, 15 now maybe.
I've lived in Kendal all my life.
I currently study security intelligence at the University of Cumbria. I do security intelligence at university, going into my second year.
Just completed my degree at the University of York.
I'm currently doing film in Manchester.
I attended Dalham School and then soon after Dalham sixth form, and yeah, I've been here for a while.
For me, it was like I felt outside of my body. I felt like I was just watching myself deteriorate. I could not stop it. I didn't feel like I was in my own body.
I didn't want people to know quite how upset I was.
I didn't want to move, breathe, I didn't want to sleep.
And eventually I think I started overthinking friendships, I started overthinking my degree and the amount of work I had to do.
I think the leading symptom for me has always been exhaustion. I've always felt tired and I just couldn't be bothered with life and with doing anything.
And that was when it went from self-harming to feel like I could cope to thoughts of suicide and not wanting to be here anymore because it all felt like too much.
It wasn't just I want to end my life. It was, I can't really describe it. It's just, unless you know and you felt it yourself, it's horrible. It's just you're stuck in your own body. You know you don't want to hurt yourself, but you think you need to.
It's almost a complete lack of thought. I think in that moment you're so deep into the sort of void of depression and stuff that I wasn't myself at all.
It's like a little voice in my head telling me over and over again to hurt myself or end it or, you know, just do something. And it kind of, for me, it feels like a hot flush going through my body, like through my blood. And the more I get worked up, the more my body feels like I can't control what's inside me.
You know, in that moment I wasn't thinking about what it would do to my friends or how it would affect my family. I was only thinking about how to stop myself feeling so upset and so low.
Obviously when I was younger, I don't think people talked about it. And people definitely still aren't very open. I think we're a lot better now than we used to be. But people just didn't speak about it. I think like in my family, we have a history of depression and we have a history of very poor mental health, which no one talked about. I know that if my parents had told me about the history of mental health that we had in our family, I wouldn't have felt so alone in dealing with it.
I didn't want to feel like a burden, I think. I would say that I didn't want to feel like a burden because I felt like what I was going through was a massive burden. I'd seen it affect other people. I've seen firsthand how suicide affects people from the reaction I got from my friends when my sister died. I saw how my parents reacted, how everyone reacted. And it's not something I didn't want to tell anyone because like I didn't want to feel like I'm causing all that, so I kept it hidden.
I couldn't explain what was going on in my head. I know I could say the words, I need help, I feel suicidal, but there's so many forms it can take in someone's head, and I didn't know how to explain it to them and try and get them to like really grasp what was going on in my head, and I needed them to know that, and I couldn't. I didn't want to speak about it. Even though I was going through it myself, there's such it's embarrassing, or you're pathetic or whatever. So I just didn't want to be added to the list of people to be dealt with.
And I didn't speak to my family as much as I normally did because I didn't want to worry them if they realised how sad I was feeling. But I was also terrified to tell people because I didn't want them to worry about me. And I was scared if people knew what had happened, they wouldn't want to spend time with me anymore, and they wouldn't want to be around me, and I'd be a burden. The biggest help for me was probably going back to therapy. I'd had therapy initially when my friend took her own life, and then when I went to university, I'd sort of decided that I was fine again, and I kept kidding myself that I was okay. But actually going back to therapy, I suddenly realised quite how many things had been going on and that I'd sort of brushed aside.
I started attending group sessions where other people talk about their experiences, and that helped because it felt like a judgment-free place to share. But what I would say helped me the most into finding better coping mechanisms and to kind of work through my own personal problems and my own shortcomings. I would say that professional therapy really, really did the trick for me. It's good having someone to talk to that can kind of that understands on a deeper level what you're saying.
I think the biggest thing for progress for me was realising that it had to come from myself, because I had gone to therapy because my mum had organised it, but I didn't get anything out of it because it wasn't my choice. And I realised that I needed to be self-motivated enough to actually go out and create a life that I actually wanted to live.
I think I helped myself. And I don't think I often give myself enough credit for that, but it took a lot of work and a lot of effort to go from such a dark place to being where I am now. And having such a supportive family and friend network has really, really helped. But to be honest, most of the work came from myself. And again, with supporting other people, you can bend over backwards trying to help, but at the end of the day, it's only you that can actually make that difference and make that decision to get better.
Artlist.io.
I learned a lot about myself, and I grew quite a lot of discipline for myself. I think I found the beauty in things, and I remembered there is such a big world out there. Going on walks, up mountains and fells, that became a surprising hobby. Paddleboarding, I love paddleboarding now. It's one of my favourite sports to do, and I look forward to summer so that I can go and do it in beautiful places.
I think it's all the little things that give you hope, and I've really started noticing them now.
I realized that there was hope, there is hope, and there always was. It's just hard to see when you're in it.
Because I spent so many days just hiding in my bedroom and isolating myself, that now going on a walk to watch the sunset, or hearing the rain against the window, or going for a coffee with my friends,
I could do something good, and I could make a positive impact on the world and on my family, on everyone that I know, just by continuing on and doing good things.
They're the little things that really make a difference.
Every day I think, what can I do to keep myself happy and to bring some joy in my life?
And the stuff I want to see, I want to experience, and it's just worth staying for. It's not worth hurting myself or ending it because of one bad day.
Progress is very tiny steps, and it has to be a conscious choice.
It just seemed like I knew if I finished school and I did well, that like the world was my oyster and there was so many things I could do with it and I could go anywhere I wanted to. And I just knew if I got through this little bit now, I could choose the rest of my life and it wasn't chosen for me.
Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined.